You should subscribe to the Monaresclub. Because the Principal Saiyans told you to, idiot. Bye.
What's up, guys? This is James bringing you another deck profile here on the Monaresclub, youtube.com. Before I get into the video, I would like to ask if you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button for us. It helps us out a lot. You can see more awesome Dragon Ball Super content like what I'm about to show you right now. Cool rogue decks, meta discussion, pack openings, all kinds of cool stuff on the channel getting posted multiple times a week. So, if you're new, subscribing really helps us out a lot. But getting right into the deck profile here. We've got Turles today. So I did a deck profile for this on the channel earlier, but, we've gotten some sweet new cards to play with this leader, and my deck looks a little bit different, so I wanted to bring a cool little update for you guys to so you can see where my head's at least with how I'm playing this guy. I love this deck to pieces. It's so much fun, and it's really not all that expensive either, so definitely a good budget option to pick up and mess around with if you're newer to the game as well. So what this guy does on the front is you start with a Tree of Might in your opponent's battle area, and it also, when it swings, it digs. You can take up to 1 life, and you dig 5 for a Turles Crusher Core member and put it into your hand. We are playing a lot of them, and with good reason, because we don't want to be missing on that. So you get some good self-awakening here. You also have an alternate awakening condition that also often really doesn't come up because your opponent's taking their face-up life anyway. And then on the back, this guy makes it so that when he deals damage, you get to choose the life that they take because they're going to be flipping their life face up. And then he also has an activate main. You can put a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck and then pick back up a fruit of the Tree of Might from your drop area. So very useful ability there. But the deck revolves around, Turles Crusher Core cards, so we'll just get right into those. We'll start with the easy ones. We got Lacacy, Invader of Earth. So this guy, when you combo him into play, brings his buddy and brother in crime, Raisin, Invader of Earth, and then he's a blocker, and when you play him off of his brother's ability, you get to draw 1, discard 1. Very useful for some interactions we'll have later on in the deck profile. We have got 4 dies. I know some people like to play 3. I really like to have him on turn 1 or 2, though, just to be able to enable your Turles combo into play card, so that you have... He's like the best target to have in your combo area alongside Lacacy, so just for the consistency, I like to have 4. And then we have 4 Cacao. This is our super combo. It's just a vanilla draw 1 super combo, but it's a Turles Crusher Core card, so it's just extremely, extremely good because we can just grab it every time we see it off of our leader or with our dies. So your opponents are often going to think you're cheating because you see all 4 super combos every game. It's super good. All right, getting into the Turles here. So these are the kind of the main beaters of the deck because they're what we're going to be putting Fruit of the Tree of Might on. So we've got 4 Turles Crusher Core Commander. This is your classic. You have 2 or more Turles Crusher Core in your combo area. You can pay 1 and essentially arrival it from your hand, and then put 1 on the bottom, draw 2, and pump himself. Extremely good. Then we have the new TP card, Turles leading the core. I've got 3 here. I could even see going up to 4. This card is excellent. What does it do? It's a 4 cost, but we're never using that cost ever in this deck for any card. Unique 15k, EX Evolve on a green Turles with an energy cost of 3 or less. So that's going to be this card. This is the only evolved target in the deck, but it's super easy to find him. It's just, you're going to be able to play him for free whenever you want, essentially. It's a free evolve cost, too, so you just play him on top. Auto, when this card is played, switch it to active mode, then add it to 1 Fruit of the Tree of Might from your deck to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Auto, if it's your opponent's turn, when one of your green Turles Crusher Core cards is played in rest mode, choose that card and switch it to active mode. So, not only does this let you double up on your combos when you're defending while he's in play, because you can combo with these defensively, play them, and then they come in active mode instead of rest mode like they normally do. But he also lets you evolve on top of this Turles, and then he comes in active mode. So you can play him, swing, and then evolve him, restand, grab a fruit, so you get to go +1, and then you have another swing as well. So it's incredibly good. This has solved a lot of the problems the deck used to previously have, because your choke point used to always be, if your opponent could stop all of your Turles attacks, then you would be in some serious trouble, because the only cards that get double strike off of Fruit of the Tree of Might are Turles cards. So oftentimes a smart opponent would stop your leader attack, stop your Crusher Core Commander, and then your turn was kind of bad after that if they knew to do that. So this card helps a ton because it gives you an extra Turles swing, because you can swing with this, it gets negated, then you can play this on top of it and swing again. But not only that, but this replaces this unique card in play, so then you can arrival another one of these later on the same turn. So stupid good card, really good. Like I said, I could even see going up to 4, but I've only got 3 right now. It's awesome. This card's great. Let's see. So then we also have one more Turles. I've got one of Turles Cosmic Rogue. Mostly because it looks cool, I'll be honest. It's a cool card. But it's also incredibly strong for late game situations. Like I said, if you get into those spots where your opponent knows to stop all of your attackers that are named Turles, then you can play this guy out in the later turns of the game, like turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, if you're against Baby or whatever, and then you can turn all of your other Turles Crusher Core guys you have in play into lethal threats as well. So he's just a nice little tech for those control matchups. Alright, coming into our other battle cards, we've got 3 Beerus Godly Majesty. This guy's old school classic. If you don't know what he does, he has an auto. When you discard him from a battle card skill, you play him from your drop area if he's not already in play. And he also has an activate main for a green. You can send him from your drop to the warp, discard a card, and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 3 or less and KO it. So this is really important for it combos with Raisin. So with Raisin, you get to draw 1, discard 1. So you draw 1, and you can pitch the Beerus. From your hand, you get a free 15k battle card in play. It's just very nice. It turns the Raisin into a hard plus because you get to keep all your cards and you get a 15k in play. It's also a nice little out for annoying battle cards like Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan because you can remove them from your drop to kill them on demand, and that card can be really annoying for us. We got 1 Hidden Power East Supreme Kai. This is, again, to help curb the issue of your opponent constantly stopping your Turles attacks. This can give double strikes to like your Unison or like a Beerus or something to help get in for lethal, even if they're trying to choke you off of your Turles attacks. 2 Dodoria Brimming with Power. This card's interesting. You don't see him too often. He's a 1-drop counterplay. If your leader's mono green and you have a green Unison card in play, the battle card being played has an energy cost 2 or less. It's placed in owner's drop area instead of being played, then play this card. It seems kind of narrow, and it is a little bit, but this is super helpful against decks like Baby and decks like red decks that can play Topo, because the cost of like Gohan and the cost of Topo are only 2 while they're in the hand, which is when you counterplay with this. So this is an out to those like floodgate attacks that can help you just kind of sneak in and win under a Topo or a Gohan or something super annoying like that. I see a lot of Blue Baby and a lot of red decks in my particular locals environment, so I want to make sure I'm packing hate for those guys. So this is kind of an interchangeable card if you don't see those decks as much, or if you're playing best of 3, these can go in the side deck, but since we only play best of 1, I want to be prepared for those matchups with this guy. Alright, we've got 2. This is my overwhelm card. I'm playing Bardock Awakened Instincts. I see some people playing like Mass Saiyan, which is really good. You can also play if you have them, which I don't, you can play the Fighting Against Fate Bardock, which is, an incredibly good dual attacker. I like this guy just because it helps you keep your hand up. You can kind of clunk a little bit in this deck. You have a decent amount of extra cards. And it also is another card to help combo with Beerus Godly Majesty. So if for some reason you can't get the Locacy combo online, you can still pitch the Beerus to this. This is kind of the old school way to do it. And I still like this card a lot. My secret rare I'm playing is Boo, Majin Buu, Incarnation of Demonic Evil. This can be any secret rare you want. I played Heroine's Lineage. I've played Supreme Kai, Ape Mass Saiyan. They all work. They're all good for their own reasons. You can play Sin Shenron too, honestly. I could see Sin being good in this deck because you just leave up energy a lot in this deck, so he could be good as a defensive play. But I like this guy to help you push for lethal on your lethal turn because he's a counter for a non-leader card attack. So you can't, unfortunately, get in safely with your leader, but if they negate, say, your Turles, one of your Turles swings like this guy or the other one, because, like I said, that'll often be a choke point, is if they negate these guys super hard. You can then counter with this and then still get in. If you haven't awakened yet on, like, turn 3, you can then awaken, untap an energy, and then get double strike free to the Tree of Might, and then also have a 40k double strike on board as well. Super useful. Or if it's just on turn 4, because they've been stalling you out doing that method, you can then just, swing, they counter, you counter their counter, your swing's going through, then you still have 1 energy up to fruit this guy, and hopefully get in for lethal that way. So this guy's useful. Like I said, if you don't have him, he's not super necessary. This guy's definitely just fluff, but you can play whoever you want in this slot. Alright, going into the Unison package, we're playing Demigra. He's the best green Unison, probably. Definitely the best Unison for this deck, because you can get him online super early, before you will have to start using your energy on other plays, and he's really survivable. It's super easy to keep him in play, just because you can take a life instead of having him down tick. Very useful. Then to go with him, we've got 4 Frieza Charismatic Villains. Outside of the secret rare, this is the most expensive card in the deck. but they're a very good investment if you want to play long term. So if you are like a newer player and you're picking this up because it's kind of a cheaper deck, which it is, especially if you cut the secret rare too, you don't need the secret rare. You could just pick up a couple of Friezas, but you definitely want to end up getting a playset at some point because they just help so much. The free removal is just absolutely crazy, but this is the most expensive card in the deck outside of the secret rare, but very, very useful. Alright, rounding the bend, we've got our extra cards. We've got 4 fruit. You gotta play 4 fruit. They're just stupid good, and you want to be able to tutor one every turn that you possibly can. We've got 3 Kill Driver. This card's super great. It's an activate battle. Your leader's a Turles. You flip one of their life face up, and then you choose one of your leader cards, or battle cards that gets plus 10k power for the battle, and then you choose one. You either draw a card, or if it's your turn, you KO one of their battle cards with cost greater than their current energy. So basically everything in the format you can just kind of KO if you don't want to deal with it, like a Dark Broly or something like that, or Gotenks, whatever. So super useful there, but I also often use this as just a card draw, like a pseudo super combo is what we used to call them, like with Cell, Infernal Villainy, and stuff like that. Because we don't spend our energy super often in this deck. Like, the only thing that costs energy is, like, your Unison, this card, your Fruit, and then, like, your one-cost Turles. And you're not always fruiting, and you often just have energy left up, so you can just use this as a 10k draw card, flip a life. Incredibly useful card. And then we've got 3 Homicidal Clones. I was playing Shocking Deathball, but this card's just so much better right now. You can Overwhelm without having to worry about maintaining your sparking. This card's incredible. Like, it's so good. And they're commons, so you can pick them up super cheap. And then, of course, we have the Tree of Might, which the deck wouldn't work without it. So, yeah, that's the deck profile, guys. Super quick and dirty profile there for you. Just an update from the last list I had, throwing in some of the promos and the Unison stuff. The deck's really fun. It's solid. It's a good little locals contender, and the TP helps you play through the people that have figured out the matchup, and they have to kind of reevaluate it. I have a lot of fun with this deck. I'm going to probably take it to my locals sometime soon, and hopefully do well with it. So, yeah, thanks for checking out the video, guys. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Again, it really, really helps us out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.